I have a question for you.
Yes, Karen.
Yeah, it's about attachment.
Yeah.
It's about it's a oh, let's see.
And please take your time. You don't have to hurry in any way. If you're
No,
listening to the audio of YouTube, you might be getting confused.
yeah. No, I'm getting emotion actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you were listening to the other one.
No, I'm not. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you now.
Okay. It's about a relationship.
Yeah.
And I try to figure this out in so many ways because it's tense and it's hurtful and it's an important person in my life.
Yeah.
So, but have resistance towards me. And I try to see through this because I really want to see through it in a really profound way because it keeps coming back all the time. And I try to see his false self and I try to see his patterns. And I understand it's just patterns in him. I understand it's just a false self. So I understand it's nothing in him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I also understand the same thing about me. It's just patterns reacting to his patterns. And it's a
Yeah.
false that I identify myself with.
Yeah.
I still can't see through this because no, I can't see through this.
What do you want from him?
I don't want him to resist me.
In the sense you want him to love you, or
I just want the resistance to go away.
in what way resist you? Romantically or friendship wise?
No, his brother.
All right.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Can you feel what I mean?
Um, I don't know. I don't know.
No, I can't solve this problem on the outside. Uh,
Well, the concept that you want him to stop resisting you is quite an intense concept. Like that's quite. Is that really what you want? Because it's an intense way to phrase it.
Please help me out here. What else would I want?
Um, uh, to be friends or to have love for each other, for your relationship to be easy. Like for him for you to say that you want him to stop resisting you, that's quite an intense thing for you to say.
Why is that?
It's It could be that, or you could examine if in that there's a part of you that wants him to resist you.
There is a part of me that wants him to resist me.
Yeah. Because for you to say that you want him to stop resisting you, it's like it's in your mind, that whole dynamic.
Yeah.
So sometimes we give energy to what we think we don't want, so we actually attract to us what we think we don't want, but it's actually what we want.
Exactly. And that's what I think is my pattern.
Do you feel like you're worthy of having a good relationship with him?
That's what I think. I don't believe so I've been writing down inferior self here.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly what you mean by inferior self, but do you feel like you're worthy for him to love you? Do you feel worthy of love from him?
I guess not. He's my bigger brother, so he always been, I think we always have that kind of relationship with I'm inferior him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And you're asking for attention and he's resisting it.
Yeah.
It's very, it often is not something, I don't know if you've noticed in your life, is if people need or want your attention, it often makes you push them away. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's not an attractive energy, neediness.
No, and I think I've been like that a lot before, but I changed so much that I don't think I have that. I think it sounds so stupid now when I say it because unconsciously, I guess I still do
Yeah.
have that energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in the fact that you want him to stop resisting you, it
Right.
puts you inferior in a way.
Right. That he has the power,
Yeah.
and I want him to change.
Yeah. And I think it'd be better if you focus more on, I want to feel love towards him and intimate towards him from your perspective,
Yes.
rather than admiration or needing him in
Yes.
any way.
Yes. I'm trying to, and also this love and intimate. I understand I can't make him love me, or I can't make it an intimate relationship with him because it takes
Yeah,
two to
it takes
yeah.
two. And maybe his interest is elsewhere.
That's so painful.
That's the way I think it's not really what you want. I don't think that wanting your brother's attention is actually what you want. What you really want is love, and it's a habit to fixate on this. It's a habit. What you really want is love of who you are, and it's got nothing to do with your brother. It's just that you grew up with that energy, and you grew up with that being dangled in front of you, and you know that. And really, what you really want is just love of being, and then everything else is a blessing. Like it's I would just move your attention from that and move it on to something deeper, because in a way you're putting too much attention on it and you're sort of pushing him away through that.
Yeah. I can't see. I never had a personality type that I want attention or I want love. But I get strong reactions when people turn their back on me and dislike me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I can't be included.
It's not what
That
you
I,
want. It's not what you want to be included. It's just a habit. What you really
it's
want is freedom.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you're included
Yeah,
or not. Like
yeah.
here
And
you are. This is, you are.
what I really want is freedom from this issue. And I don't really want, I think I don't really want, I don't care if he loves me or not, or if he rejects me or not. I just want to get rid of this tension and this attachment to this
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really want to see through this. It's, this false self and these patterns. It's not who I am. It doesn't matter. So it will let go of me.
Yeah. You're allowed that.
What did you say?
You're allowed that. To
Allow?
be, yeah, allowed. You're allowed to be free of it.
Yeah. This is something I can do inside of me.
You got to see your attachment to that story, attachment to that dynamic, attachment to being a victim.
Yeah.
And see that it's not true, and see what you really want is presence, is right here, right now, this. Really know that this is what you want, this is home. That these things are temporary, they like you, they don't like you, you get high, you don't get high. You're attached to any story, your mind will keep circulating on trying to maintain that story, keep that story, hold on to that story. But you have to see clearly what it is you want, because often what we want is what we think we don't want. We get confused and we're putting out there, like, I want him to stop resisting me, and it's almost as if you're saying, I want him to resist me. They're so close.
Yeah.
I want to be small to this. Like sometimes we want to stay in dynamics because we want something to do, we want something to think about. It's like the mind needs something to seek for, it needs somewhere to go, because it's like, this is so boring, like this moment is so boring, I need something else. And there is nothing else you need. You don't need a drama, you don't need emotional high. All you need is what's happening, your bum on the seat, your feet on the ground, your hand touching the table, the light, the sound of my voice, because that's what's happening. I don't mean that the sound of my voice is always going to be there. Like this, what's actually happening. That's all you need is this.
Yeah.
And the emotions come, so the emotion comes that wants to like sink its teeth into being rejected from your brother, or being left out, or being excluded, and it wants to sort it out, and it wants to get emotional about it, and it's seeing it's not true, it's not true. It's not devaluing what you think or feel, but I sense there is like a tendency to the addiction of the emotions and the juice in it, and the having a problem. You can have a life without a problem. You're allowed to have a life without a problem, but be careful how your mind is saying things like, I don't want him to resist me.
Right. And isn't that because I have an inferior self?
You have a fear of this moment for sure. A lot of people do,
I mean,
because here you don't exist.
I mean an inferior
Or
self.
inferior self, yeah. Um, yeah, it could be.
Is there something to do with this inferior self to get it in balance?
Um,
Like give it love or something? I don't know.
um, I, I'm not sure. I do have something that's being said in my head, but I'm saying I'm not sure because I'm not sure if it's appropriate that I say it.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say it. It's your journey.
No,
Like,
I want you to say.
um, trying to think of a way to say it that's it's about balance.
Yeah.
Like a about attachment to emotions. So just examine those, like balance and attachment to emotions. You know, having emotions can give endorphins, and so they can be addictive as well.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about balance. I was right before you said that, I was thinking maybe I take like the opposite. You know, what you can do with our personalities, you can take the opposite and give that some attention to get
Yeah,
balance.
yeah. That's something that you can do, is like yeah, saying the opposite to what you think and going the opposite to what you would normally do. Like, so if
Yeah,
you would normally hide yourself, or like pushing yourself more.
going
But
into that feeling.
yeah, and try to notice addiction to emotional cycles. Like, so
Mm.
examine that as well. Like yeah, all types of emotions, from joy to sadness to heartache, all of those release in endorphins. And we can also get addicted to experiencing different types of emotions. It gives us something in time to look for, whereas really what you want is right here, right now.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy thing to talk about. I don't know. I'm just saying what comes to me in this moment. So you have to explore it for yourself and see what works for you, and see if what I say resonates in any way. I'm not saying that is the way it is, or that that's what's right for you. I'm just exploring things with you.
Mm. Yeah, I think I understand. Before I call you, I wrote down, don't fix it,
Yeah,
let it be.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't need to fix things in order to be happy. Although you can fix things, it's not saying you can't, but we don't need any of it. We don't need to have the perfect life, the perfect body, the perfect emotional state. It's here in this, it's in what's looking, it's in this presence of who you are. We can become so addicted to the self. in the experience, in the emotions. Like, who is it that's experiencing the emotions? Who is it that's thinking the thoughts and feeling the emotions? Sometimes it's appropriate to explore it, but who's experiencing it?
I have to tell you something. I was listening the other day to a talk of you and Julia, you know, probably. She was talking. It was so wonderful to hear. She said, "It's not about me. It's not about me."
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to think everything is about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just said before that you're everything,
Yeah.
and I am him as well,
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah.
And things are just happening
Yeah.
because of mind patterns.
Yeah. So notice that you're having an emotion now. What does that feel like?
That was a really hard question.
But notice how your mind wants to take you into the drama. Like, this isn't the same that I'm saying for everyone. Like, some people need to go into the drama and feel the feelings, but I'm just getting this feeling to say this to you. Like, like, notice that pull that wants to take you into a drama of disbalance. Like, that wants to take you into a pool of, like, being pulled down by that emotion when you thought about him or when you thought about the me wants to claim everything. Like, see how it wants to suck you into an emotional dance.
It's like a victim.
It's like an attachment to the emotions. Emotions also produce endorphins. You can also be attached to having an emotional experience because it gives you something to do and something to work through and someone to help you and someone to fix you and a position and a role. And so for me, I'm just coming to say, who's experiencing that? Like, what is that appearing in?
Yeah. Yes, I can see that part of me in different situations, not only this one.
Yeah.
It's like a victim. Do you call it victim?
Yeah, victim, yeah. It's a very good role, the victim, because it means that it's always somebody else's fault. Very good. I used to be very good at being the victim.
And now you see it differently.
And now that energy is mostly gone, but I'm sure I can still sometimes play victim. I put my big eyes out when I want something. When I say big eyes, you can't see me, but like, when you're sad, your eyes get very big.
Yeah.
We're all players. Khaleesi does it too. She just did it to me before I started my stream. I gave her a very nice dinner, and she came in and gave me the big eyes as if I hadn't fed her enough, and so I fed her more.
Yeah.
It's attachment, so we can attach to anything, like even the emotions and emotional dramas we can attach to. It doesn't even need to be a job or a person or a situation. It can also be the emotional roller coaster, like going into big emotions and uncomfortable emotions. So I would just keep focusing on balance, and you can go to the more positive things, but every time you're going into an emotional disbalance or a story, pull yourself out of it because it becomes a habit, and just see that who you are is this still present freedom, and there's nothing that you lack. You are everything.
Yeah, I get it so much when you say it now. It's like I can see this story.
Yeah.
This story is so tense and it's been going on for so long. So I can see that's a really good place to get energy from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you've got to sort out your emotions, and like that's what your mind thinks, and it becomes like this internal drama of you and sorting out your emotions. There's lots of juice there. And there comes a point we have to examine them, we have to look at them, we have to separate from who we believe we were and see the bullshit of it. But there becomes a point where we just leave it alone as
Yeah.
well.
That's
Like,
where I am now, I think.
yeah. And so,
I've tried so many angles and everything,
yeah,
and now I just think, leave it.
yeah. And so you can use the positivity. So when you begin to go into an emotional drama, you can use a positivity, like a positive memory, a positive idea, a positive emotion to pull you out of it. Or you can just say, who is experiencing this? Like, who you are isn't sad now. Who you are isn't deprived or emotional. Who you are is free. It's everything that's experiencing itself as everything. It's life experiencing itself. It's the universe experiencing itself.
Yeah. And that story doesn't define who I am.
No,
And
no.
that I have to go back to every time I get sucked into it.
Yeah, yeah. There's all different types of personalities. So I see so many different types of personalities when I'm working with people. And I notice that there is one personality type that can be addicted to emotional states, and movement of emotional states, not necessarily positive ones, but also negative ones as well.
Yeah. I can see that in me.
But also I have to say this as well, like take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because everything that I'm saying is just about opening up the doors to you looking at things from a different angle. It's not a fixed thing. It's not saying that is who you are or that's the truth. It's just suggestion. And if that works for you, then you can jump on it and use it. And if it doesn't, then you can chuck it away as well.
Sure. But I can feel that when it resonates or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Sending you lots and lots of love.
I'll send you back. Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.